Hello and welcome to Cognito Key. Today, we're going to tackle a question that has probably puzzled leaders for decades. Why do so many brilliant strategies just fail? We'll be unpacking the McKinsey 7S framework, a really powerful tool designed to answer that exact question.
I mean, we've all seen this happen, right? A company announces this fantastic new strategy, a bold new direction. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of investment, but fast forward a year, and nothing has really changed. So what's going wrong? Why do even the smartest plans seem to fall flat?
Well, the reality is, and our source material points this out perfectly, a great idea is only half the battle. The real challenge is implementation. A flawless strategy with a flawed execution is, unfortunately, just a recipe for failure. So, to tackle this very problem, a couple of consultants at McKinsey, Robert Waterman Jr. and Tom Peters, developed a now famous model. It's known as the McKinsey 7S framework.
Its genius is really in its simplicity. It's a diagnostic tool that helps us look beyond just the surface and really understand the deep, interconnected elements that make a company tick. It's all about seeing the organization as a complete system, not just a random collection of departments.
So, what are these elements? Well, the model is built around 7 core components that, very conveniently, all start with the letter S. Let's take a look at what we can call an organizational ecosystem.
Okay, so here they are: strategy, structure, systems, skills, staff, style, and right at the very heart of it all, shared values, which are also known as superordinate goals. Now, right now, this is just a list, but the real power of this framework comes from how these 7 elements interact and influence one another. Let's break each one down first.
First up, we have strategy. This is the big picture plan, right? It's the path the organization has chosen to win in its market and achieve its most important objectives.
Next, there's structure. Think of this as the company's skeleton. The classic org chart, who reports to whom and how all the work is formally divided up and coordinated. Then we have systems. These are the day-to-day processes and procedures that make the company run. Think about your IT infrastructure, HR processes, and how budgets are planned. They are truly the operational lifeblood of the organization.
Now for skills, these are basically the organization's unique superpowers, the collective abilities that it's really famous for. For instance, think of Hindustan Lever's marketing genius or IBM's legendary customer service.
Staff, of course, refers to the people, but it goes a bit deeper than that. It's really about talent management. Are the right people in the right roles? Are they being developed and motivated effectively? That's what staff is all about.
Then there's style, and this is all about leadership in action. Is the culture top-down and hierarchical, or is it more collaborative? The behavior of the top management sets the tone for the entire company. You could almost call it the organization's personality.
And finally, at the very core, we have superordinate goals, or what we often call shared values. This is the company's why, its fundamental purpose, and the core beliefs that are meant to unite absolutely everyone.
So we have these 7 elements, but just knowing what they are is only the first step. The real magic of this framework, the absolute secret to successful implementation, lies in one key concept: alignment.
See, the crucial point is this. For an organization to perform at its best, all 7 of these elements have to be in harmony. Imagine a company with a brilliant strategy for customer centricity, but its systems actually reward employees for closing support tickets quickly, not for truly solving problems. That's a massive misalignment. The elements are fighting each other, and the strategy is pretty much doomed to fail.
And this really highlights how dynamic the model is. None of these elements exist in a vacuum, and there's no hierarchy among them. If you change one S, let's say you introduce a new strategy, you have to consider the ripple effects. Success means thoughtfully adjusting all the other elements to support that change.
So this all sounds great in theory, but how does this framework actually translate into real-world action? Well, it turns out it has several really powerful applications.
You can use it as a kind of health check to diagnose existing misalignments that are hurting performance. It's also a fantastic forecasting tool to predict the ripple effects of a major change. It's invaluable during mergers for aligning 2 very different company cultures. And to bring us right back to our original problem, it creates a clear roadmap for implementing a new strategy effectively.
So you see, the 7S framework isn't just some theoretical model. It's a practical lens that forces us to see an organization not as a machine with separate parts, but as a living,
breathing ecosystem where everything, absolutely everything, is connected.
And that leaves us with a final question for you to think about. When you apply this lens to your own workplace or even your own team, where are the tensions? Which of these 7 elements might be just a little out of sync and holding you back from achieving your goals?
And that's all for this breakdown of the 7S framework. If you found it insightful, please do like this video, share it with your network, and of course, subscribe to Cognito Key for more explainers on the big ideas that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.